Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the program. It is me. It is Sunday. I'm here. So are you. And we're having a nice time. Uh, what does it say? There's nothing really to say. It's snowing outside. It's blustery. There's snow on the trees and on the ground. That's it. Who cares? Who gives a shit what the weather is here? I don't care where the weather is. What the weather is by you. I don't really ask. Nevertheless, we all experience it, and that's okay. That's a good thing. Let's look at these. They're green. The shade is Parakeet. According to my sources, they're a little long, so they're good for this, and not much else. But you got the gist. I do also want to say, if you have not already, go watch the latest AEW with the Rizzler. Is a big happening time. It is a happening. Supposedly, he is a social media star, a viral celebrity, should be bringing in the views. But show's been up for 2 hours, and we already posted an old match from Collision because that's how much I'm appreciated by the people in AEW. So go watch, go like, go comment, go share. I put up the teaser entirely on my own. I feel like I'm the one doing this. Isn't really an AEW show anymore. We should just call it, hey. Go tweet AEW and ask them why they don't support the show. It's a good question. It's up. I put the link there. I'll continue to post things from it throughout the day. I'm the one doing all that work, by the way. Just not really a team. There's coffee here. Let me pour this French press 1. Let me top it up, and then we'll continue on our journey. Walter said, hi, RJ. Happy Sunday. Dara said, good morning, my loves. RJ, looking forward to seeing you at the Lincoln Lodge again at the end of December. Thank you for reminding me. December 26th, also known as Boxing Day, we are back in Chicago at the Lincoln Lodge. Cole Cabana and I doing all the comedy. We don't even have a poster yet. We don't have any guests lined up yet, but we have already sold over half the tickets without really formally hard launching that there'll even be a show. So go get them. I tweeted about it a while ago. Go figure it out. Go get them, and it'll be a nice time. Mass Sanity is here. He said, good morning, everyone. And I want to thank Mass Sanity again for the wonderful Joyce Bulfont autograph he got me. It was so sweet of him. And he handed to me, as we're leaving 0 hour. It's a real on the right. It's a real drive-by Bullefonting. Pooh Baby said, good morning, beautiful people. Christine said, good morning. Doral said, good morning, everybody. Nail said, good morning. Prisma said, good morning to the Cultural Low Point Enabler and chat. I berated and was berated by a 9-year-old for 15 minutes. And yet nobody seems to appreciate it. Gavin said, glad to see you and the Rizzler hanging out. I think you will crack his ice-cold exterior soon. Sure. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Mine was good. I hope yours was good as well. Nell said, RJ, your hair is lovely. What does the Rizzler know about style anyway? It's really hard talking to a kid because they can hit you hard, and then I have a limited number of things I can say about them with their family watching. Someone said they're a Frank Gorshin guy. Who did? There we go. Mass Annie said, and I mean, handily. Nomek said, stomp, stomp, clap. I don't know why. Sean said, hey, occulties, morning, RJ. Nomek said, blustery day. I love snow, said Nails. Pooh Baby said, it's sunny here in Florida, so I'm letting you know. Keep it thin. It's going to rain and get muddy. Winterfree said, good morning, RJ, the most unchopped hairline in the world. I don't think unchopped is a compliment the way that chopped is an insult. Nell said, you're home. Do we get to see Christine's birthday gift? Absolutely not. My pal said, if you had to approach a living or late celebrity on their comeback, who would it be? What? If you had to approach a living or late celebrity and how am I approaching them? You're going to have to elaborate on that question. I'm I'm just approaching them on. What does on their comeback mean? And why am I approaching them about it? Please rephrase the question. Z Lopez said, "Good morning, RJ and chat. Today's hay was the rizziest yet." Now said, "I see the link." Christine said, "I can't tell you how convinced I was that it was going to be Kenny and how I felt when I saw it was the Rizzler." I don't know, man. Tweet Kenny. He's around. Guys online. Kirak said, "Come to Minneapolis. We're begging. What's your feeling about Twin Peaks?" I'm sure we'll be back in Minneapolis. I don't know. Next week, we're in Indiana. Fishers, Indiana. What's my feeling about Twin Peaks? I think it's great. I think it requires a big commitment. It would be easier. I wished I was older when it was on TV. I feel like it would have been easier to watch in weekly installments on TV instead of, the way it is now. You got to go back and find it and binge. And I would like to go through it. So what I am going through right now, because similar to Twin Peaks, when I was younger, I didn't quite grasp it, was Strangers with Candy. And it's great. And I'm happy I'm doing it. So maybe I'll get to the full Twin Peaks after this. I mean, I've watched it, but not as intensely as I should. Well, everyone thought it was Kenny. I didn't say that. Go ask him. Winter Free says, "Why does AEW not push AEW to keep you as a niche celebrity?" Go ask them. Not even on the main page. Click on the YouTube. It's not. You can't even see it. It's like an Easter egg of a show. It's just my life's work. So Sierra said, "I'll be taking a nap prior to the Lincoln Log show. I'm usually in bed by 9:30 because I'm very old. So this Lincoln Log show is different from the others because it starts at 10 p.m. I guess our theory was that it's a day after Christmas. Everyone's wanting to get out of the house. And then the next day, we have World's End. So it's going to be a late night and an early morning, and it'll all be good." Walter Johnson said, "Hi, RJ. Looking forward to watching Dynamite on Wednesday." Great. Darnell said, "Good morning. The Rizzler doesn't like your glasses, but I think they're nice." Why? Thank you. And what does he know? And he's wearing branded shirts on his shirt, and he's supposed to be the professional one? All right. Dural said, "Once again, I hated 0 Hour being put in the corner. Shakes fist at WBD. If I haven't been disrespected enough, we had to do 0 Hour while Tailgate was on, and you could hear what was happening. You could see a portion of the crowd, but not the actual ring. I'm fine. I don't feel slighted at all." Man Sandy said, "Actually, I handed it to you as you were heading towards the 0 Hour." Oh, that's right, you did. So I did show it to Jeff. And Jeff went, "Match game." No, so did you get your glasses back? Yes, they were just strewn on the floor. Walter said, "I watched the new Hey W with the Rizzler." Joe said, "Good morning, everyone. RJ, did you know they remade Airplane with Tom Arnold? And yes, it looks as horrible as it sounds." I did not, and I'm looking it up right now. It's called, it's called Airplane 2025. Oh, there's a good review about it. It's deserving of cult classic status. Tanaya Fox is in it. Tom Arnold. Who else? I thought this wasn't he also in Soul Plane? Am I nuts? He is in Soul Plane, so he's in 2 plane parody movies. All right, good for him. So I don't think this is a licensed. You just said 2025. And it was in 2025. They should just call it Airplane Now. It aired if it says 2025 and it is 2020, just put now, Airplane Today. To clarify, helping them on their comeback tour. I would say Bronson Pinchot or Thomas Hayden Church. I don't know if he needs to come back. Bronson. I think Bronson needs a little shaping, but he's there. He's got all the pieces that just need to come together. Neil said, "Have you got an advent calendar for tomorrow?" No, I absolutely do not. I think we're beyond it at this point. Gabadon said, "You mentioned on Ask Ours that Paul Rubens curated a list of films. Any of the list that you want to share that you watched?" I do. It was one that I mentioned a couple weeks ago, maybe. Anti-Mame, which was the movie that the musical was based on, and then they did a movie musical after that. It's good. It's good. You think it's gonna. You look at it, you think it's gonna be bad, and it's way better than you think it's gonna be. Nell said, "Would you make an in-ring comeback for the Rizzler?" Not when I've been shown this disrespect all across the board by the entire company. Hill Champ Mandy said, would have come to Chi-Town for Christmas had I known. Well, we told you like a month in advance. I'm going to see Nick Nemeth again in Akron, Ohio. Good luck. Gurak said, "What's your theory about why Danhausen isn't on?" My fault. It was my decision. I've had enough. Pooh Baby said, "I'm having gallbladder surgery on Tuesday." I don't know what. Would they just cut you open, or I don't know how that works. Send me good vibes, please, and thank you. Also for a speedy recovery. I mean, I guess. I feel like the surgery is helpful. I feel like you need the good vibes now while you have something wrong with you. I think the surgery is a good thing. You should be looking forward to it. You shouldn't be worried about it. This is good. It's not a surgery that makes things worse. It's a surgery that makes things bad. Things are really bad right now, and they're going to get better. Those are all the good vibes you need. Donnell said, "This is actually a great idea. You should be going to talk shows and stuff to talk about the show and promote. Hey, W, you would be natural." It's almost like I've suggested that multiple times and have received zero response. Red Dog said, "Good luck, Mia. I hope that everything goes well." Yes, 0 Hour and Tailgate at the same time is stupid. Making us choose between the two, I chose to watch you. Thanks. You missed out on more Rizzler. Man Sandy said, "It seems like you do more work with the new 0 Hour Tailgate Brawl format. You don't get as many breaks." No, we're on the air. I mean, I will say it's nice is sometimes, 0 Hour used to be 90 minutes. We were on for the first 30, and then the first 30 got truncated where we would just like plug a shoe for 4 minutes, and then we would have to leave. But yeah, it's a decent chunk of time. We had the wonderful potty-mouthed Justin Lang on, and Madison Rain, and Lexi Nair, and Jay Lethal, and Steve Buchanan, and Keith Elliott Greenberg of Raw Magazine fame, and Tekla. Webby said, "I'm jealous of Mass Andy. He gets to see you more than any of us." Well, he ambushes me in the stands. That's the trick to it all. I choose RJ too, but I complain about it. Welcome back, the scruff. It's been sorely missed. Christine said, "I'm so very glad this birthday gift thing has become a bit. I have no request. I just want to express my joy." Great. Spot Center said, "I just finished explaining Virgil and his gimmick table to Europeans on Discord." Don't do this. Don't be on Discord and don't talk to Europeans. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Ask kid what picture he likes. Kid points. Ask the kid's name. Signs the picture with the kid's name. Kid's parents must buy picture. That's a good scam. I got to do more of that. Chronic Snake said, "Will this stop when you move on from Hay?" Great question. Maybe I just need to wipe the whole Sunday slate clean. Joe said, "Airplane 2025, but it's set in the 70s. IMBD said it was a reboot somewhere on there." I think nobody owns the term airplane, So I think they can get away with it. And Airplane itself was a remake of, I think, a movie called Airport 1975. There's a bunch of airport films. I'm going to look these up. I think it's important. No, the first film was called Airport. And you should see it. It's like a Airplane is almost like a shot-for-shot remake of it. Starring Burt Lancaster and Dean Martin. Jacqueline Bisset, George Kennedy, Helen Hayes, Van Heflin, it's a name we don't say enough, and Maureen Stapleton. Then an airport manager trying to keep his airport open during a snowstorm, while suicide bomber D.O. Guerrero plots to blow up a 747. Takes place at the fictional Lincoln International Airport near Chicago. Where are the sequels? Let me see all the sequels here. It won an Academy Award. Helen Hayes won for Best Supporting Actress. That's an Academy that respected disaster films. It won a Grammy for Best Instrumental Composition, the Airport Love Theme by Alfred Newman. There's 3 sequels. Airport, 1975. Who's in this one? Totally different crew. Charlton Heston, Karen Black, George Kennedy, Gloria Swanson in her final film. When you do that, it's time to pack it in. Sid Caesar, Linda Blair, and Helen Reddy in her film debut. What's the plot exactly? I mean, it's a totally different plot. It's just about airplanes again. Let me see what the other sequel is. So Airport 75 and then Airport 77, starring Jack Lemmon, James Stewart, Joseph Cotton, Olivia de Havilland, and Brenda Vaccaro, and the return of George Kennedy. So the only thread is George Kennedy in all these movies. But totally different plot. Christopher Lee is in this one too. M. Emmett Walsh as Dr. Harvard Williams. He sounds smart. What? From late 1977 until the early 1980s, the Universal Studios tour in California featured the Airport 77 Screen Test Theater as part of the tour. Several sets were recreated, and members of the audience were chosen to play various parts. The audience would watch the scenes as they were filmed. The audience would watch as these scenes were filmed. Key scenes such as the hijacking, crash, and rescue were recreated, and footage was then incorporated into a brief digest version of the film and screened for the audience on monitors. Each show mini film was made available for audience members to purchase an 8mm film and videotape. I would have been over the moon. And the final film is called The Concorde Airport 79. Still has George Kennedy. Also has, oh boy, this is great. Robert Wagner, B.B. Anderson, Charo, John Davidson, Martha Ray, Cecily Tyson, and Jimmy Walker, which is what the first films were missing. Who else is in this? Avery Schreiber as a Russian cook, Sybil Danning, Ed Begley Jr., and Harry Shearer as the announcer. That's good. That's good piece of business right there. Let me see what else is here. There's another one. Oh, that's an Italian one. Is George Kennedy in this? No. Let me go back. It's also sometimes known as Airport 80. So that's fascinating. So Sierra said, on Friday, I walked in my first fashion show in 20-ish years. I'm super nervous. It's just walking. We know the camera loves you, but have you been ever asked to or have ever done runway work? No. And they don't want. I find I don't understand the purpose of it. I don't know why anyone would want to watch it. I don't know why anyone would want to do it. I don't get it. I was conned once, and it's a story. I was conned once into walking the runway for a good cause, not necessarily for fashionable reasons. and it is a story I'm lying on to, I'm sitting on it to unleash it on the person who caused its show live on air, so they have no chance to. I need to confront them with it. So yes, and I think it sucks. I think the whole thing sucks. So I mean, good for you. So you have nothing to worry about. So I think it sucks. Where am I? Lost my place. Spot Center just donated 99 cents. Darnell said, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they have a great opportunity to actually promote the shows more than they do. Like, do they ever send people to be on the Today or Late Night like you would riff? No shit. Renee and I did Sports Center in Canada years ago, I think, when we did Forbidden Door in Toronto. And that was great. It was a great time. And then nothing since. It's not about riffing. The people making those decisions don't understand what it takes or the value of a good interview. It's not the calculation they're making in their head. I also don't think it's easy to get on their shows, and a lot of them are, I don't want to say paid, but I mean, for example, you do like a daytime show every. I'm fine. Every segment is like sponsored and paid for, usually. So the fix is usually in. It's usually a whole political thing that I don't think we're remotely at the level of yet. But we should do more. We should do more like fringier things, like cutting edge. There are a lot of hip people who like us, like Night Flight or like Cream Magazine, like some weirder shit to reach weirder people, because we're a weird fucking company. You've been on 15 minutes and I've already been interrupted by 5 separate ad breaks. I gotta make some money somehow. Spot Center with a stupid comment. Our elephant's truncated. It's ridiculous. Nell said, I had to mute my tweets about you that had Justin Wang in the video because random people would not stop replying or retweeting, is that Justin Wang, over and over and over. He's a good example of like a fringy-ish person who's cool and hip and that we can make more use of and that we should. Nell said, you can't stop coffee and underwear. You just can't. Just watch. Dural said, George Kennedy was in all the airport movies. Well, I did that work myself. Pooh said, you need to send us pictures of you walking the runway. You better work, supermodel. Who are you talking to? He said, Airplane is a spoof of 0 Hour. That should be easy to remember. Is it? That's what it is. It's not Airport at all. 0 Hour is a 1957 American drama film. Dana Andrews, Linda Darnell, Sterling Hayden, and Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch. 0 Hour was a remake of the Canadian television play Flight into Danger. Oh, I didn't know about Flight into Danger, or CBC. Oh my God, this looks awful. Who needed to remake this? So I guess Airport goes in line with those Irwin Allen disaster films. Let me I'm going to read out some Irwin Allen. I had done some reactions to his trailers. Let me just read the filmography. Where Danger Lives, Dangerous Mission, The Story of Mankind, Big Circus, The Lost World, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, 5 Weeks in a Balloon, The Poseidon Adventure, The Towering Inferno, The Swarm, Beyond the Poseidon Adventure, and finally, When Time Ran Out. Is Beyond the Poseidon Adventure... I guess it picks up where the other one left off. They're trying to find the boat. And there's another one called Flood with Ernest Borgnine. And he's like this. If you were to stop coffee and underwear, I just hope you find time for a live stream semi-regularly. You know what I missed doing? I think it was fun, and I only did it once, and it was hard to do again, technically speaking. We did a members-only watch-along of Frankenstein, the original, the like silent film. It was a nice time. Winterfree said, I rewatched the Nigel McGuinness episode. Drinking all that vinegar had to have been miserable. It burned my insides. Christine said, Alfred E. Newman. Incorrect. He does a lot of heavy lifting. Hillchamp Mandy said, let's get into the spirit of the holidays. Please sing your favorite Christmas song. And my birthday is Tuesday. If I can get a double feature with your choice. Jesus. Let me look up. I just want a list of them. Do we have a list of? A lot of them start with O. This is a nice one. I don't think it's public domain, but nevertheless. Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening in the lane? Snow is glistening. Beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is a bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. It's the migration. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in the winter wonderland. This part's weird. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job while you're in town, sort of a hooker. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we've made, steep, walking in a winter wonderland. Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? In the lane, snow is... Yeah, I did this already. There's a second bridge. In the meadow, we can build a snowman and pretend that he's a circus clown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kiddies knock him down. It's just bullying victims. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we've made, walking in a winter wonderland. Isn't that nice? I saw another one of my choice. This one's awful, but I fucking love it. Said the night wind to the little lamb, do you see what I see? Way up in the sky, little lamb. Do you see what I see? A star, dancing in the night, with a tail as big as a kite. With a tail as big as a kite, which would be small, said the little lamb to the shepherd boy. Do you hear what I hear, riding through the sky, shepherd boy? Do you hear what I hear? A song, high above the trees, with a voice as big as the sea, with a voice as big as the sea, said the shepherd boy to the mighty king. Ba, ba, ba. Do you know what I know? In your palace warm, mighty king. Ba, ba, ba. Do you know what I know? A child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold, or a blanket. Let us bring him silver and gold. And now the king, said the king to the people everywhere. This has nothing to do with Christmas. Listen to what I say. Pray for peace, people everywhere. Listen to what I say. The child's Jesus, sleeping in the night. He will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light. That was good. Now that happy when I'm talking to me. Where I've lost my place. Eh, eh, My man Sandy said, my girlfriend, daughter, and I watched the Sweeney Todd movie last night. I liked it. Did you know there's a 1982 version with Angela Lansbury? I did not. Should I have known that, though? Is my life better now that I've known it? Joe said, this is the information I tune in for every week. You can't find this anywhere. Christine said, I'm too emotionally compromised to this talk of stopping things. We're all getting, I'm 62. Pinnipang said, freshly squeezed greetings from Germany. Mr. RJ said, that makes me feel weird. Dramatic reading of RuPaul's Supermodel in honor of Sierra walking in her first show. All right. Well, the intro has LaWanda Page and RuPaul. Once upon a time, there's a little black girl. Good start. In the Brewster Projects of Detroit, Michigan, at 15, she was spotted by Ebony Fashion Fair talent scout, and her modeling career took off. You better work. Work it, girl. Give it a twirl. Do your thing on the runway. Work. You better work it, girl of the world. Wet your lips and make love to the camera. Work. Turn to the left. Now work and turn to the right. Work. Sachet. Shantae. Work. Now turn to the left. Work. Now turn to the right. Work. Chassé. Shantae. It don't matter what you wear. They're checking out your savoir-faire. And it don't matter what you do, because everything looks good on you, supermodel. I see your pictures everywhere. $1 million derriere. Yeah. When you walked into the room, you had everybody's eyes on you. Linda, work, mama. Naomi, she is fierce. Christy, foxy lady, out of sight. Cindy, I can feel it. Claudia, sell the garment. Nikki, work the runway, sweetie. I have one thing to say. Chassé, Shantae. Shantae, Shantae. Shantae, 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 Shantae. I have one thing to say. Sachet, Shantae. Shantae, Shantae. Shantae, Shantae. Shantae. Oof. You better work. Supermodel. You better work. I have one thing to say. You better work. Wow, that was an awful, awful song. Sports Center in Canada, Christine said, it's just like the Today Show. I think it gets more visibility than the Canadian morning shows. Jonelle said, no joke. My friend is friends with Fallon. Let me make a call. Oof. He seems so thrilled to have the Costco guys on. Prisma said, how was your American Thanksgiving? Did you do anything fun? I had a wonderful time. Friendsgiving, if you will. Even though I don't want to do that. I don't want to call it that. I don't like to participate in that as a rule. It was a good time. I can't go into further detail. The fighting game legend? What are you talking about? Christine sent 5 memberships because she's sick. Kevin Featherstone, Ice Blaze, Logan, Darren, AQ Patron. Darnell said, if I had a nickel for each time I heard Darnell as a last name, I would have had 2 nickels. The incredible Melissa McCarthy film, The Boss. Her last name is Darnell. Let me look it up. Linda Darnell is probably the only one I've heard of. August Darnell, Bruce Darnell, an American. I'm not counting models. Eric Darnell is a film director. Really, Linda Darnell. That's it, and everything else is a first name. You're right. Remake of a remake of a remake. Since you're home, can we see Sylvia? No. She ain't even around right now. I'm not gonna bother her. Doral said, so no hay and no coffee on Sundays. RJ goes to church. I'm gonna have to. Nell said Frankenstein was a nice time, as with this was the New Year's Eve stream. Oh god, that was awful. And the late night limerick. That was me surviving during the pandemic. Every time he's home, I stare at that cookie jar behind him. She's a plump woman. Z Lopez has a 60-second save request. RJ cuts a promo on Black Friday shoppers right before items go on sale. Look, we are in it. This is the bottom of the ocean of capitalism. Can we swim out of it? No. All we can do is sink lower. We can let the water fill our lungs and drag us down and maybe push off the sea floor and rise back up again. But you can only go up by first going down. And worst case, the lungs will burst and it will be a painful, sad, pathetic death. But we're already in it. Do you understand what I'm saying? We can either float aimlessly. We're not going to make it to shore. There is no shore anymore. We are so far adrift. We can only go lower. And quite frankly, pray that it kills us. Happy shopping. I try to figure out what magnets are in the fridge. This is I can't go into it all right now. I watch for Ghost. Perfect. I adore when you sing. I've never understood why the guy says no, man. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. You're out of sight. You're wacky, man. I wonder if he likes Mariah Carey's Christmas song. All I want for Christmas. No, I don't. She doesn't own it. It's weird. Robin New York said, fun fact, Jingle Bells is not a Christmas song, nor has it ever been. Jingle bells, jingle on the way. Oh, what fun it is to run and run say. Jingle bells, is on the way. What fun it is to run say. Dashing through the snow. Well, I mean, it's a snow song. Oh, the hills we go. Nothing on the way. But I'm about to ring. Making spirits bright. I'm back. I'm fine. I'm okay. Everything's fine. Is anyone else gagged over him doing the whole song like a work diva? I don't know what that means. I hope they find a cure for Christine. Red Dog said, why are you watching Amanda's underwear randomly singing Christmas tunes? That's Red Dog's mother. Oh, are you ending coffee, dude? I just may. Will we have anything but trombone here? So obviously there's more cards I have to open. There's more video games I have to get. I want to get through all the Sega stuff. And there was something else. Oh, I want to go back to Trombone Champ because I think they've added a bunch of new songs. Have you seen the commercial where Travolta is Santa and sings Grease Lightning? Yes, and it makes me sick. Christine said, I screenshotted that freeze frame. God knows what it is. I mean, Mariah is amazing, but Wham and Luther are right there. Here's what I love. Here's two deep cut Christmas songs. I believe it's the Beach Boys sing The Man with All the Toys. I like that one. I also like Snoopy and the Red Baron. They do a Christmas song by the Royal Guardsmen. I think that's fun. And then there's that David Bowie, Bing Crosby one, which I think is great. Making spirits bright. Oh, that's what happened. And then I crapped out. Great. I think this whole ending hate thread is a marketing trick to get us to tune in. It's not working. Red Dog said, no, that's what I think Carrot's mother would say. My mom passed in 23. Jesus. Really? Really going for broke here. Baby said, what's she mean? I don't know. I had Thanksgiving stuff, and I feel like I'm over it right now. Nell said, so we aren't at 1.5 million yet. It's almost as if viral celebrities are an illusion. It's almost if when you actually need them to pull through, they don't. Monsters Holiday by Bobby Boris Pickett and the Crypt Kickers. That's not so bad. I would like to listen to that. What else? Why Christmas is Good. I'll Be Home for Christmas is too sad. Christmas Shoes is an abomination that I think about at least once a year. I will say there is a wonderful the episode of Coffee and Underwear with Mario Cantone. He sings a wonderful Julia Garland Christmas song as we are squished together in his kitchen. Although he did miss the couple of people asking for Sylvia content earlier. Well, I clearly said no. She's not around. I can't go. I'm not going to go find her and drag her. She's an elderly woman. Miss Sandy said, when you said that today's Hey was the biggest name yet, I almost thought you meant the show would have the longest name of anyone on the show. So the artist formerly known as Prince Ayakea was who it was going to be. Don't end the Sunday coffee stream. Sunday would be boring as shit. Wow. Blue Baby said, I like this Christmas. I sent you the screenshot, RJ. Hugs. Ronette Supremacy. I like it. Christmas, that one she sings. She's singing Letterman. Here we go. Let's see what Christine is. That's. I have a do I have a mouthful of coffee, or am I just sucking in air? Baby said, how about babies? Oh my God. Here's one Sylvia I found. That's good. She looks thrilled. There's a good one. I'm hoping Frank Santopadre brings back Mario Cantone for a Christmas podcast episode. I think he will. How can you not? Joe said, is the Lincoln Log show close to being sold out? I would say yes. At the rate it's selling out, I would not wait because we haven't really even announced anything yet. And they were, last time I checked, which was Wednesday, they were over half sold. So they're going, I would say, very quickly for what this even is, which we don't know. Draw said, best Christmas song is the love. Oh, even then, best Christmas thing is the Love Boat episode, A Christmas Present, with Marie McCormick, Donny Osmond, Henry Gibson, and Mickey Rooney. It's wild. I mean, I don't know if it's a Christmas movie because people play it at Thanksgiving, but I love March of the Wooden Soldiers with Laurel and Hardy. I don't need to say the Pee Wee Christmas special is the best of the straight up Christmas specials. I feel like this is a deep cut Canadian TV one, but I feel like Dave Foley had a Christmas special once. Let me look it up. Yes, he did. The true meaning of Christmas specials, broadcast on CBC, featuring surf guitar legend Dick Dale and Mexican Elvis Stoico, Bing Crosby, Thomas the Butler, Santa Dude, Mike Myers, and the Ghost of Christmas Specials Past. Jan Arden, Dick Dale, Joe Flaherty is Bing Crosby. Fuck, I gotta watch this. Tom Green is in it. Kevin McDonald, Jason Priestley, Andy Richter, and Dave Thomas. Oh my God. This sounds amazing. Only in Canada. Nelson, Sylvia is so pretty. How was Justin Rang at Full Gear? I was flicking between Tailgate 0 Hour during ad break. He was great. He was very knowledgeable. He did everything. He was courteous and obedient. And when then the light went on, he was talking about Necro Butcher and commenting jars and saying fuck. But we liked him, and I would hope to have him back. Jeff Jarrett said, "I like that Wang kid," which out of context sounds horrendous. I said, "Was fun seeing you all jump at the boom fireworks. Do those guys need pyro? Joe said, I think the shows have been missing hecklers, so I'm going to play my Lawrence Welk spoons during it. My grandfather in Florida last night was watching a Lawrence Welk special Christmas. I grabbed the remote. I ran to the television, and we did not. I couldn't find any PBS. We don't get PBS here. I don't know what satellite bullshit was going on. We didn't get shit. No Lawrence Welk, no nothing. What's more hectic, a Christmas with family or Christmas at AEW? Well, AEW is my family. So I don't know the difference. It's all bad. Christine said, I saw Muppet Christmas Carol live with an orchestra yesterday. That must be great. During Marley and Marley, a child started crying. I mean, what did the child do during that weird CGI shit ghost? That one's fucking weird too. Christy said, Sylvia is beautiful. Have you seen the Raccoons Christmas? Canadian TV. I don't want to. I know what you're talking about, but I don't want to. 24 Garrett Plonker said, don't end coffees on Sunday. I'll have nothing to wake up for on Sundays. This is my only motivation to get up early for house chores. Why are people's lives hinging on me? 0 Hour at Full Gear was so great with the guests matching with you guys. It was like they knew how to wear the color of black, except for Steve Buchanan from DraftKings who wore a fucking hoodie. Madison Rain wore brown. I miss Dave Thomas, said Red Dog. Matt, wrong Dave Thomas. Joe said, have you ever seen The Night They Saved Christmas with Jacqueline Smith? It's so absurd. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies. I have not. I also want to point out, when Halloween is on, everyone, sends me the Pull-In Christmas special. The Pull-In Halloween special. So the deal is he had a couple failed sitcoms, but he still had a contract with whatever network it was. So he fulfilled his obligation through specials. So he did the Halloween special, and then he hated it so much, and it was so wacky that for Christmas, he decided to do like a serious Christmas special. And I say serious, but let me look it up. He tried to act seriously in it, and it fucking stinks. And it's great, but it stinks. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Paul Lynde and Mira, Alice Ghostley, Foster Brooks, who apparently was not drunk, Martha Ray, Howard Morris, George Gobel as the traveling salesman, and Anson Williams. Here is the quote that sums everything up. For the climactic recitation of A Visit from St. Nicholas, Lynde was not allowed to rely on cue cards because director Tim Kelly felt they would distract the child actors in the cast. Lynde would later recall, I had to do the poem 5 different times for 5 different camera angles. If America thinks I did this with cue cards, I'll kill myself. There was another Christmas special that I just thought of. I can't remember it now. What were we just talking about? We were just talking about Christmas, the Muppets. It was the night before. Oh, that's right. The is this real? 1978, Rich Little's A Christmas Carol is perhaps the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen. So, for those of you who don't know, Rich Little was an impressionist, which means he wasn't funny. He just did voices. Oh my God, it was produced by CBC. This is why it won an international Emmy. So he does A Christmas Carol, but he plays everybody himself. He does impressions of them. Each character is a celebrity impression. So, W.C. Fields as Ebenezer Scrooge, Paul Lynde as Bob Cratchit, Johnny Carson as Fred, Laurel and Hardy as the 2 solicitors, Richard Nixon as Jacob Marley, Humphrey Bogart as the Ghost of Christmas Past, Groucho Marx as Fezziwig, James Stewart as Dick Wilkins, Peter Falk as the Ghost of Christmas Present, Gene Stapleton as Edith Bunker, who is Mrs. Cratchit, Truman Capote as Tiny Tim, Peter Sellers as the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, James Mason, George Burns, and John Wayne as the 3 businessmen, and Jack Benny as a boy. I mean, what's better than that? At the end of the day, you can't compete with that. I lost my place. Have you ever seen The Night They Saved Christmas? I just fucking read that. He almost kept a straight face. Yes, my daughter thought The Ghost of Christmas Past was terrifying. Our lives are hinging on you because of the capitalism thing you said earlier. Okay, that's fair. I rewatched Meal and a Match with Eddie on the new channel. Is that coming back? So AEW on TV is just reposting Meal and a Match like they're new episodes, but they're not. They're already on the TBS channel from like a year ago, and everyone's like, "This is an old episode." It's really fucking confusing. I would like them to come back, but I don't know how you gain traction by posting episodes people have already seen. Neil said, I arrange my Sundays around coffee and underwear. I'm not even embarrassed. Don't ask me for anything before 10:30 a.m. We have 9 minutes left. You're a bright spot for us. Get over it. Oof. And you put the ass in class. S class. Did you watch Ready or Not? 2 Canadian. It was. I did watch Ready or Not. It was. I didn't. I mean, it was on and I saw, but it was. The kids were a little older than me, to the point where I didn't relate to anything that they were going through. It was too serious too. It was both older in the past, and then like I think it was in reruns when I was watching it, but they were still too old for me. You know when like you're in grade school, like you're in the 4th grade, and someone in the 5th grade seems 20 years older than you. Who said I forgot to participate in Ask RJ? Did you do any musicals in school? No, we did not have a musical program. I did a bunch of plays. But we didn't have. So I went to a Catholic school in Canada. And in the States, Catholic school is a private school, but here it's like a public school. The only difference is they basically teach religion instead of like music. So we had like basically no like school band or any of that shit. It all went toward the Bible and crucifixes and communion. That's a lot of Eucharist. And they used to like it was so funny to me. They used to you do a gym assembly and they would just put the gym mats down on the floor so the kids would sit on the mat, and then they put like a crucifix up and they're like, this is a house of God now. And you're like, that's all it takes? What are we going to the other church for? Potsy. Some of you said Potsy. Miss Annie said, I think I've asked this at some point. Did you ever see Red Skelton's Christmas Dinner? Yes, and I hate it. That's like the Christmas shoes of comedy specials to me. It's so fucking sad. And I can't stand it. We showed our daughter, said Christine, Clue on Friday. What is your favorite line? She enjoyed the singing Telegram girl getting shot. I mean, it has to be Flames. It has to be Flames. I don't like the movie. I don't care for it. For how talented everyone is, I don't think the movie's that good. I mean, I'm happy that people like it now, but I'm also like, meh. Nell said, how do we get you to do this for us? Sebastian Maniscalco as Scrooge. What is it, Christmas today? My humbug. Travolta as Marley. You made the big mistake, Don't save your money. Miss Annie said, was Rich Little ever good? First of all, he's still alive. And he does sketches of celebrities and sells them online. Is he the best? No, but a lot of times he was the first one to do an impression. So I feel like every Johnny Carson, every Nixon, every Reagan are people doing his versions of them. I don't think he was funny. I mean, he's never funny on the roasts or on talk shows. Supposedly, and I can't remember what the reason is for this. Supposedly, he was banned from the Johnny Carson show near the end. I don't know what he did or what the circumstance was, but after he was banned, then Johnny Carson started doing a Reagan impression. It wasn't hard to do. He was just the first. You don't have to be good. Just be the first. I've got an old cassette somewhere of Rich Little's The First Family Rides Again. It was hilarious. Oof. He got deep into that political humor. Casting Nixon as Marley is an incredible move. That's a star-studded cast. I must find this. It's on YouTube. The whole thing's on YouTube. You can watch it immediately. Does it stress you out to be liked? Sure. Red Dog said, imagine ending the streams without Harley, David, Meanie, and Leo. Where the hell did he go? These people drop off the face of the earth. Leo messaged me a couple days ago. I don't think he's dead. Christine said, you got to sit on mats? Yeah, you know the blue gym mats? Those were our pews. I definitely understand. I caught the reruns on the Disney Channel. Fancy Catholics. Quick morning to all, said Lady Pam. Have a great day. Pooh Baby said, why did I think Rod Stewart was dead? Because he should be. Emma Papaya said, Rich Little narrated the Raccoon's Christmas. That's a good deep cut. Godspeed and God bless. I'm not done yet. Kevin Feathers instead. I liked Rich Little. Am I a bad person? I mean, you can like him, but you can also admit the impressions weren't great and he wasn't funny. I will also say there was another impressionist who was I think decidedly worse. His name was Fred Travalina. Same kind of shtick, same kind of fucking impressions. But if you've ever seen the old Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade clip of a guy doing an impression of the Jack Nicholson Joker singing a song, that's Fred Travalina. And on his YouTube channel, even though he's dead, I think he's his niece or something, they posted his 2 other appearances on the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, and it's him singing songs like A Christmas Carol or whatever in different impressions. And it's all lip synced because you have to lip sync because it's cold and it's outdoors and it's whatever. It is awful. It is awful and fucking dreadful. I would say, Messani said, who's better, Rich Little or Fred Travalina? I would say Rich Little. He's a slightly less annoying. I liked Louise Duarte. Oh, I see your Fred Travalina. I raise you a Louise Duarte. Nell said, I don't think he's dead. And who was not drunk are the sentences I'm taking away from today. Red Dog said, oof, jealous Johnny put Rich on the shit list. He did do that to a couple people a couple of times. Real wild stuff. Well, that is the program. Let's get a final look at these. There we go. Nice parakeet color. And I'm going to tell you again, and you have to go do it. Please go watch the latest AEW with the Rizzler on AEW's YouTube. Go watch, go like, go comment, go share. Go tweet AEW and say, why don't they promote it more?